So today we'll talk about free software extremism. Hey everyone, what's happening? There are those in the Linux community that I would call free and open source extremists or zealots, as some people might call it. And they're the people who believe that all software should be free and open source. And if it's not, you should not use it at all. As a matter of fact, they outright tell people that somehow proprietary software is immoral, evil, theft, etc. These people are very outspoken about their views about free and open source software. And really, you see them all in the forums, and you see them all over YouTube. You see them pop up whenever somebody uses a proprietary program. As a matter of fact, I've heard the argument that proprietary software should not even exist on Linux at all. Everything in Linux or BSD should be free and open source. No exceptions ever. I don't understand it. You believe that free and open source software is the way to go. You like Linux. You like the fact that Linux is free and open source software. And you believe it's the best way to run your computer is using the Linux platform or the BSD platform because that's free and open source, or whatever free and open source alternative you have. But then you also say that people should use these platforms because they are the best. But then also you say that you don't want mass adoption because proprietary software will then make its move to Linux. Yes, if people start adopting Linux, proprietary software is going to come with the people. And I think that's okay, because I don't even use 100% free and open source software on my Linux computer either. There's some proprietary software that is installed. So yes, I use proprietary software. Now, does that mean that I somehow don't like free and open source software, or that I don't advocate for free and open source software? Absolutely not. I love free and open source software, and the reason why I use a proprietary program is because there is no viable alternative in the open source world to do my work on. That's the main reason why I would use a proprietary program. If there's a viable, really good open source free and open source alternative actually to do my work on, then I'm going to use it. I'd rather use that. But the thing is, if the free and open source software alternative to do my work on sucks, then and there's a proprietary program that does it better and the way I need it to be done, I'm going to use that program. I mean, that's just the way it is. I have work to get done, and if I have to use proprietary software to do it, then that's what I'm going to do. I mean, I don't get this whole thing where proprietary software is evil and you should never ever use it. You shouldn't give these greedy corporations money because they're not opening up their source code. That doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, you're not really entitled to someone's source code because someone did work for it. It belongs to them. And if they want to open it up, that's their business. If they want to keep it proprietary and sell it, that's their business too. I mean, everyone has to make a living in this world, and so do software developers. Now, yes, you can, quote unquote, sell free and open source software. There is nothing that says you can't. But the thing is, a lot of people like to lock down their code to make sure someone's not giving their software away. That's just the way that businesses think, the way that a lot of people think. Even though you can sell your program and keep it free and open source if you want to. Now, most people don't do that, but there are a lot of business models that are on free and open source software. Now, granted, we all got work to do. And some work you can do great in free and open source software. Now, I run this channel off of free and open source software. I can get my work done for this channel in free and open source software, with the exception of me reviewing like the proprietary video editors. I am living in those, but I can still get my work done just as good in free software. I use OBS for recording. That's free and open source software. As a matter of fact, a lot of people use OBS for recording video like this or streaming. I mean, it's the industry standard for streaming, really. And then I use OpenShot and Kdenlive for my video editing. And all those are free and open source as well. But there are some proprietary programs out there that I have to use, or I choose to use to get things done. As a matter of fact, let's jump over to my desktop and take a look. Alright, so let's take a look at some proprietary programs that I have installed on my computer. First of all, we have Steam. Now, this doesn't get work done, but still, it allows me to play my games, and most of my games are proprietary. Now, there are some amazing free and open source games out there, but most games are proprietary, and if it's fun to me, I'm going to play it, whether it's proprietary or not. So this is a majority of my proprietary software is the games, but those are kind of in a different category. But another proprietary program I have is Zoom. We use this for conferencing, like on Big Daddy Linux or on Steve's very own. There's Sunday morning coffee. We use Zoom for that, and this is proprietary. There's Discord on my computer as well. Proprietary. Software and service. Let's see if I got any more. Minecraft. That's proprietary. Yeah, of course, I got DaVinci Resolve. Which the reason why I'm doing DaVinci Resolve is to review it. But eventually, it's probably going to come off, because after I'm done with it, I probably won't use it anymore. Let's see, sound and video. I think that's all free and open source. Yeah. And then another proprietary program I have is the NVIDIA driver. This is pretty much required to do my recording, because I record on my graphics code. You encode on my graphics code. If to do my video editing, I have to have this as well. And to play games, I have to have this installed, because I have an NVIDIA card. So that was a quick look at some of the proprietary programs I use. And really, as far as Zoom is concerned, there are no real free and open source software that can even compare with the performance you get with Zoom. Now, Discord, you've got Telegram, and I probably should use Telegram, and I probably will start using Telegram. But Discord I've had for years, and I have all my stuff set up, and even if I start making the switch to Telegram, I'll probably still have Discord on my computer. And of course, a lot of your video codecs for playing video, those are all proprietary as well. Now, granted, there might be some free and open source codecs that do read the proprietary video format, but a lot of the other formats, you're kind of screwed unless you're using the codecs that are given by the person who holds the proprietary rights. What are you going to do? I mean, if Netflix uses a proprietary closed source DRM scheme called HDCP, what are you not going to do? You're not going to watch Netflix if you like Netflix. Hulu uses the same protocol, so does Vudu. So, I mean, if you want to get some stuff done or get some of your entertainment, you probably have to make some compromises, or you're going to completely shut yourself off from the rest of the world. So I use Linux because I believe it's the best way to get my work done and the best operating system for the job for me. And honestly, I'd like people to start using Linux. So I actually welcome the proprietary software to come to Linux. Why? Because a lot of people take a look at Windows and they're tired of how it runs. There are a lot of people like that, but they're afraid to make the switch. Because they're afraid if they make the switch, they're going to have to either relearn a bunch of programs because their software isn't available for Linux, or they won't be able to get their work done because there's no open source alternative or native program that can run to get their work done. So I would actually encourage proprietary developers to develop for Linux because of that. Because a lot of people would make the switch if you can say, look, all your software that you use now that on Windows works on Linux too. They'd be more willing to make that switch because then all they have to do is relearn the operating system and then install all their proprietary programs, and that way they can get their work done. Then once you get them started in Linux, then you can start slowly introducing free and open source alternatives to what they're using. Let's say they're using Microsoft Office and there's a Linux way to do it, which there is, by the way. You encourage them to switch to Linux. That way they have their Microsoft Office so they can get their work done, that they know they can get their work done in it. They know the workflow that they use in Microsoft Office. They can get it all set up like that. And then you slowly introduce them to LibreOffice, which is 90-95% compatible, I would say, with Microsoft Office, unless you're using a bunch of fancy stuff in Microsoft Office. But if you're just trading basic documents, it'll be just fine. And start introducing and just say, hey, install LibreOffice. Or you know that LibreOffice that's already installed on your computer? Why don't you start trying to use that? And that way they can have their proprietary Microsoft Office installed on their computer, and they can have that free and open source LibreOffice as well. And if they really need to get something done quickly, they can just open up their Microsoft Office and get it done. And if they have some time, they can go ahead and start learning how to use LibreOffice. And once they got it down, they might not ever have to touch Microsoft Office again. Why aren't people advocating to do that? Because I think that's the best way to get people hooked on free and open source software. Introduce it to them gradually instead of saying, well, if you're using Linux, you have to use 100% free and open source software. That's just stupid. I don't see why there has to be extremism on this. I mean, I thought everyone promoted software freedom. And to me, promoting software freedom means allowing people the choice to choose to use some proprietary software if they wish to. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, that's what that thumbs down button is for. And go ahead and click that subscribe button. Share the video, because that really helps the channel. I'll see you in the next video. If you like my content and wish to support my work, you can do so on Patreon. The link is in the description. Also, if you wish to see more, check out the videos on your screen.